So you're not gonna believe this, but almost right as the stream was starting, I almost had an epic crash out because there was an audio thing and I couldn't figure it out. And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? The goddamn audio thing? Why does there need to be a fucking audio thing on?" But it didn't happen. So we haven't had a crash out yet. Okay, maybe we won't crash out today. Maybe I'm trolling. Maybe I'm just clickbaiting you. So we'll see. Yeah, exactly. Fake crash out. No. Maybe we won't. You know what? Maybe I've had a change of heart as I was sitting here going over the numbers and thinking about things and getting mad at you on Discord and shit. Yeah. Maybe Marvel's gonna be just fine. Marvel to the moon! Anyway, what's up? How you guys doing? Welcome to what is today? Thursday? Welcome to a Thursday stream, a Thursday show. Ooh, actually. Hang on, I just thought of something. I gotta check something. I'll be right back. I think we're good. Oh yeah, we're good. We're good. Hey, don't worry about it. We're good. We're good. Don't worry about it. Not you going live at the same time as Grace? What the fuck? Grace, why? No, it's good, actually. Everybody go watch Grace instead. Maybe I won't get canceled if nobody sees what's about to happen. Anyway, such a high FPS now? No, it's not. It should be 30, right? It should just be 30. Anyway, how's everybody doing, man? How's the week going? How you guys doing? Been loving the 4K look so far. Hair looking dry and dandruff on point. Hashtag curly hair gang. Oh, appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Yeah. Oh, man. Thanks, chat. So supportive. You guys have been so supportive. Oh, no. I shouldn't have done it. There's like a curl now. It's bugging me. Oh, I think I got it. I have no interest in Iron Doom personally, says Mills Financial Group. Okay, that's good to know. We're going to write that down. Hey, give me 1 second. Because this is important. Mills Financial Group has no... Hey, wait, actually, I just realized, who gives a shit about what... I didn't even write your name down properly. Nobody cares, brother. Shut the fuck up! Anyway, how's everybody else doing? What's going on? How's life? How's the week been treating you? I'll give you a little update about Leia, because I know there's some people probably worried about her. She's doing much better. She has started to get a little bit more open to taking her meds. She's eating a little bit better. She's gone outside. She's peed several times. She's good, man. She's going to pull through. The next couple of days are going to be a little touch and go just because she wants to get that cone off. And she wants to get at her stitches, and we really cannot allow that to happen. So we have to kind of watch her a little bit more over the next couple of days. But I think she should make a full recovery. I think she's going to be all right. In my opinion, Mills Financial Group is the best financial group, for real. Okay, great. That's good. That's good to know. Doomsday will make $1 billion, but will be the lowest grossing Avengers movie. That's possible. Hey, that's possible. We're going to get into it today since it's all you buttholes want to talk about. A year and a half away movie. Don't worry. We'll get into it. I have some notes. I have, dare I say it, a couple hot takes about this situation. Zack Attack says, missed the stream last night, but saw you crashing out on Twitter. You all right, bud? Nerd Adventures for life. I'm good. I'm good. Just another day here at the YouTube factory, Good to see you guys around the water cooler once again. How y'all doing? No, I'm good. Thanks, though. Let's see here. Mr. Jazz says, don't think DD will flop, but I do think it'll seriously underperform compared to the last two Avengers movies. Oh, okay. Interesting. Out of curiosity, how many of you guys also think that Doomsday is going to underperform? Let's just all jump in the loony bin bus of absurd, crazy, ridiculous things to even fucking contemplate, considering the timing of everything. Let's do it. Let's all be a part of this experiment. If you think Doomsday is going to underperform, throw a 1 into the chat. Go ahead. Can't wait to see how many ones are in the chat. Mr. Jazz 212 says, I just think the Infinity Saga had the cultural zeitgeist at the time in a way that will never be replicated again. We come up with all these reasons, but I think Marvel just reaching a high we'll never see again. DC is coming. Yeah, that's actually fair. I think that is fair. I do have some notes and some things that I'll get into with regards to that. You know, look, in all seriousness, guys, I do have some things that I want to say about Doomsday and this whole conversation, because it's more like, I mean, frankly, there's more valuable commentary in the conversation than in the speculation of a movie that is 1.5 years away, right? But we'll do it. We'll go through all of that. But after we talk about the Doomsday stuff, we have comments from Bob Iger and a basic confirmation that they're doing another Fantastic Four, and Matty Shackman's apparently going to direct that one. And so they're just going to continue ahead with that. And when I break that down, we're going to get into a conversation about how Marvel, I mean, I think it's becoming pretty clear what their plan is and what they're going to do. And I actually do think they're making the right move. And all of the noise that's happening right now is completely irrelevant to whether or not they will actually get out of this situation. They have a plan. They're going to try to execute on it. They could execute perfectly and the whole world could just thumb up the nose and say they're over it. That could totally happen. They could slowly win people back with quality and it could be fine. The shit that's coming could just be way more hyped and people could be excited about it. There's so many different things that we're going to get into. But the bottom line is, like, just like DC and Warner Brothers, Disney, Bob Iger, and Marvel, they've decided what the plan is. They know how the industry is changing, and they're just going to kind of keep their head down and just keep going, you know? So we will get into that. And I think there is something to be said for how Marvel is basically just dealing with sort of the lag or the leftovers of the expectations that come with being the biggest thing ever. And there's just going to be a time period. Like, if the industry is truly corrected, right? If it's completely changed, which it might have, then Marvel was always going to face a time period where they were under more scrutiny and they looked worse than they were because of the success that they had originally. I think that we are in that moment. I think that's why the conversations are happening, why people are so focused on, you know, these ideas. Ultimately, though, they just will either get past it and the content will connect with people better, or they won't, you know? So we'll talk about that. I also want to talk about some of the DCU comments, you know, Batman 2 filming next year, a super family movie with James Gunn and DC, and that's kind of interesting. So we do have some stuff that we'll get into today for sure. But I kind of want to just get into this conversation because, so basically what happened was yesterday we had a member stream. And look, I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe I shouldn't have done the member stream, but I didn't do one last week. And so I felt like I had to do one yesterday. But the reality is, guys, like, I've been dealing with crazy family shit since Sunday with Leia, and then Liam got sick, and I had a full-ass day yesterday. So I was just irritated and temperamental, and we hopped on stream last night, and somebody, I think it was Badunka Duncan, was like, what if Spider-Man makes more money than Doomsday or whatever? It's totally fair, innocuous comment, not even that bad, and I fucking lost it. I snapped. And I was basically like, I hope Marvel fails. Fuck Marvel. And everybody in chat, you suck. Your takes suck. And my takes are the best. But, you know, look, to be honest with you, that's not really, number one, true. But also, like, that's not really a positive way to, you know, have a stream and run a community and all that sort of stuff. So what we're going to do today is a better version of that, where I'm going to talk about this question in a more serious manner. I will probably crash out a little bit, and I will probably get mad at chat, and I will tell you that you guys suck and you're focusing on the wrong things. However, hear me out. I do actually understand it. I understand it. I understand why we're having the conversation in this moment. And I'll try to do my best to like actually address it and go through the points. Because look, if you're legitimately concerned of Doomsday underperforming, I just think you're being silly. Like, first of all, underperforming compared to what? You know? We'll get into it. We'll get into it, but yeah. Kalisto says, I hope Liam is feeling better today. Sending good vibes your way. He seems to be doing better. Thank you. Let's see here. Benjamin says, I don't think Doomsday will underperform, but I don't think I think people have standards set way too high for it. People shouldn't be expecting another Infinity War and Endgame. Well, I would actually argue most people are not expecting that. I would actually argue that somehow, some way, Doomsday has found itself in a position where if it's even decent, it'll probably surprise a lot of people and shock folks. But you know what? To be honest, like, this whole conversation is so fucking stupid, dude. The whole conversation is so fucking stupid. Like, deadass, we just had 3 really good comic book movies in a row. And because Fantastic Four is, like, you look at the actual drops in the financials for Fantastic Four, people are just being so fucking over dramatic about it. You know, neither one of these movies, Superman or Fantastic Four, are going to get the $600-700 million. You know what else is going on? Basically, the movie industry is fucked. Okay, so let's just get right into it. Let me bring up a couple of things here. And I think I switched something. Give me 1 second here. I think I actually have to bring this screen over here now, because I'm messing with the setup a little bit still, right? So let me see something here. Yeah, okay. So check this out, man. Look, this is where I'll sort of start the conversation. Then we'll get into this, man. Let's just fucking rant about this stupid shit. So I've been seeing this a lot lately. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not. A lot of discussions about just the movie industry in general. Okay. And, you know, we've been talking a lot about the box office for these movies and, you know, trying to come up with reasons, explanations as to why the box office is down, this, that, second, and the third. Guys, the reality is, if you look at just pure ticket sales and you take inflation out of it, like, you basically have to adjust for inflation and try to just get down to the actual number of tickets sold, the movie industry is basically down between 40 to 50% just raw ticket sales. It has not recovered from the pandemic in any meaningful way. The inflation numbers, the actual crazy inflation, which, by the way, just out of curiosity, chat, have any of you guys been experiencing over the last 4 to 5 years any inflation? You know, let's just take it there. Just out of curiosity. Anybody, do you know what this is? Inflation? Anybody know what this is? How many of you have experienced some form of inflation? Anybody? Does anybody know what this is? Man, I got to try to find some. There's actually a post right now that's going super viral. Let me see if I can find this for you. I think. Okay, this is actually this is cool to bring up here. Not to get political, right? But let's just actually examine what's really going on here. So. This post is actually going viral right here. Maybe you saw this recently on social media, maybe not. This is going viral. It says, my husband and I were talking last night about how a 12-pack of drinks is now $9 and how in 2020 I used to buy them for $10. I decided to go back into my Walmart app and see what I was paying for a random grocery order. In January 2020, I paid $70.20 for 30 items. I had all of them up to the cart again and repurchased them today. Those purchases of 30 items were $165.42. That's $95.22 of an increase in 4 years' time. That is 135.6% inflation percentage. We can't go on living like this. I can't be the only one who feels this. No, definitely not the only one that feels this. And here's a post here by Sagar in Jetty, who says, I had this experience with fast food recently. I go maybe a few times a year, so in my head, McDonald's should be like $5. I roll up and they say $16 or $17. It is shocking. And that's true. You probably had that experience as well. And so inflation, kind of a thing over the past 4 to 5 years. It's pretty ridiculous, right? It's ridiculous for a lot of different folks. One of the things that we're not understanding as far as how inflation sort of hides things is when you look at the box office numbers for Hollywood, like, do you think the price of a ticket has not been affected by this same inflation number? It's not as bad as it is in certain other industries, but obviously these tickets are so much more expensive than they used to be. If you strip that away, like that's just a reality of what is going on. If you strip that away and you just look dead ass ticket sales to ticket sales, how many people are actually still going to the movies? This shit is wild, guys, okay? So I was looking at this. I saw this discussion pop up on a couple of different Reddits, and I was like, there's no way this is actually true. It just doesn't seem like it could be real, right? And they were saying that basically ticket sales are down something like 50% since the pandemic. I was like, what? There's no way. Apparently, dude, like, it's actually real. Now, it's not like steady. It's not like this is just the case over year for the entire year. It's fluctuated a little bit back and forth, but this is the reality of the situation. In 2019, which sure, was 2019 sort of like a peak year for the box office? Absolutely. But the tickets sold are estimated to be 1.2 billion tickets sold. Just last year, it was 760 million tickets sold. That's not quite 50%. It's more like 40%. But that's in last year when we were thinking it was going to be like a bounce back, or the industry was like basically bouncing back. So what I'm saying to you is this entire industry is basically shrunken between 40 to 50% over the last 5 years. And I don't really see that changing, you know? Like, there's a lot of, I don't know, man. Like, I just don't see that shit changing, like, frankly, you know? And so you have right now an industry that is completely fucking changed and is probably going to continue to change and diminish. And you have all of these, you know, whether they are executives or studio heads or whatever, you know, trying to figure this out, trying to figure out a way to kind of get it back. I think the reality here is like nobody's being really honest about what is happening in this industry. So, like, why did Warner Brothers come out and say they were comfortable with $500 million for Superman, right? Why is it the case that Superman not making as much as Man of Steel, and that's not even when you adjust for inflation, which is crazy. But like, it's just dead ass not even going to make as much as Man of Steel, period. And these were things that like earlier in the year and maybe late last year, people were like, "Oh, dude, if that happens, cancel it all," or like, "We're totally fucked." Guys, the reason that like they're saying we're good with 500, or like the reason that Bob Iger just came out and said we're doubling, tripling down on Fantastic Four, and it's a great launch of a new franchise for Disney, is because they all know behind closed doors just how bad it is. The entire game has changed. Okay? So, with all of that in mind, right? You talk about Doomsday, okay? You talk about Marvel, and you talk about the comic book movie genre, right? And again, like this question that just set me off yesterday was, what if Spider-Man makes more money than Doomsday? And really, what the heart of that question is what if Doomsday underperforms? And it's just like, it's the silliest and stupidest question I've ever heard. It's such a ridiculous fucking argument. It's such a ridiculous fucking thing to even think about or conceive right now for multiple different reasons. First of all, like, what could have ever possibly made you think that this movie would underperform? Is it the completely diminished, reduced industry itself? Or is it perhaps the completely oversaturated fucking brand that has been slowly bled out over the past couple of years? Like, of course it's not going to operate at the level of Infinity War and Endgame when we were on top of the fucking world and the money was just going up, up, and up. So it's like, what if Doomsday underperforms? Underperforms compared to what? Compared to what? So it's not going to make Endgame money. It might not make Infinity War money. What the fuck does that even matter? Like, that's just such a silly, stupid thing to even argue about, right? Like, what if it underperforms? Well, let me ask you a serious question, chap. Serious question. What do you think's going to happen? You think they're going to cancel Secret Wars? Like, deadass, answer me this. Is there any amount of money that this movie could lose that would actually make them cancel Secret Wars? Like, just deadass. Is there any amount? Of course not. It doesn't matter if the movie sells like one ticket. They're making Secret Wars. So this argument is so fucking stupid. Like, oh man, what about the movie that comes out in a year and a half? And that's the other thing that's really fucking stupid about this conversation. We don't even know what this movie is. Guys, let me tell you how far away this movie is, okay? My daughter, who was born on the 1st of this year, who I still think, I look at her, she's a fucking baby, okay? She's like 8 months old, but basically like she's a baby, okay? When Doomsday releases in theaters, my daughter will be 8 days away from being 2 years old. 2 years old. We're talking about a movie that is so fucking far away. And I understand the inclination, right? Like, we're in the middle of this year and like Fantastic Four, this, that, second, and the third. Oh, dude, what if Doomsday underperforms? Brother, it's a lifetime away. We don't even know what the fucking movie is. We haven't seen any marketing for this thing. We haven't seen a trailer. We haven't seen shit. So this whole like, oh, it's just so fucking exhausting. Like, oh my God, what if Marvel's over? This, that, second, and the third. And you know, the thing that got me really fired up last night was I was like, dude, honestly, there's a part of me that wishes it would, but I don't even think it will. Like, there's no part of me, zero part of me that actually thinks it's cooked or that it's going to go away. 0%. What do you think they're going to do? Cancel Secret Wars? No. What do you think they're going to do? Cancel X-Men? No. You think they're going to stop making Marvel movies? No, it's not going to happen. The conversation is stupid. It's so fucking silly. Like, I understand that, you know, if there's like this competitive thing and we're like, oh, dude, Fantastic Four is like underperforming. So what if Marvel's just like totally cooked? What if the genre's just like totally done? Guys, there's no fucking way. And to be honest with you, like, again, and I'm not trying to be rude. Some people got butthurt when I was talking about this last night. There's a part of me that wishes it would. I wish Marvel would crash and burn completely into the trash basket so that it could be reborn again as something truly novel and new. Like, I'm at a point where all this comic shit is like, it's wearing on me. It's fatiguing. It's fatiguing to like go through the process of, oh, here's next comic book thing. Let's look into the genre of comics for how this will be adapted. And oh, this little thing here means this little thing from that. I would like for Marvel and for DC and for basically like all the comic shit to start doing shit that I've never seen before. To do something truly different, truly novel, to like be reborn into a whole brand new fucking thing. But I'm telling you right now, I don't think that's going to happen. I think Spider-Man's going to pop the fuck off. I think Doomsday's going to pop the fuck off. Okay? Now, Doomsday might only make like $1 billion, you know, maybe 1.5 or whatever, because the entire industry is down 50 fucking percent since the pandemic. Of course. Right? But like this whole idea that we're going to condemn and it's just like, it's fucking over. It's just so exhausting, dude. It's so fucking exhausting. We need a break. We need this break as Marvel fans. And one of the reasons we need this break is because of all those silly fucking discourse that surrounds all of this shit. It's so silly, dude. You don't even know what Doomsday is. You don't know what the world's going to be like in a year from now, let alone a year and a half from now. Like, it's just silly. in my opinion. So I don't know, man. Like I get why, like I get why the conversation is happening. Like I'm not trying to be like rude, but I do think it's silly. I think it's silly. You know, so I don't know. Anyway, what do you guys think, Ben? So how are trailers breaking records paid for? No, I think the breaking records thing is a little bit of a fugazi. Like, you know, they take social media numbers, right? And they extrapolate it all out. So, I mean, it's just like the latest market tactic or whatnot, I think. Spider-Man and Doomsday will be dope. Yeah, I mean, I think they will be cool, you know? Like, I think they'll be cool. I think they'll be fun. Is it possible that things are super diminished? Of course. But, like, I think the break's going to do them good. You know? And it's like, we're talking about a movie that is a year and a half away, dude. You know? It's just so silly. Superman did pretty well. I'm not worried. Superman did well in the context of how the industry has changed. Like, and that's just what it is. And the thing that's, dude, this whole like Marvel DC thing is so annoying. Like, and I know I played a role in it, of course, because I still need you guys to go see Fantastic Four so that I don't have to buy or give Brandon Davis $500. But here's the thing. Like, all these Fantastic Four fans are trying to dog on Superman for not, you know, beating Man of Steel or for not, you know, being a $700 million movie or whatever, right? They're both in the same boat. They're quite literally both operating basically the same. You know, Superman is operating a bit stronger, but like, dude, these are not. I just think it's so silly that when it comes to the comic book movie that you want to shit on, you can forget about the context. And then when it comes to like the movie you want to support, you put the context in. Like all these DC fans that are like, Superman's doing fine. Yeah, but like, why is that the case? How is it the case that it's doing fine when it's performing lower than expected? Oh, that has to do with the industry. Oh, okay, cool. But Fantastic Four is flopping. Oh, really? Oh, fucking really? By what metrics? You can't have it both ways. Like, they're both doing fine. They do show the diminishing returns of that genre, but also the fucking industry is down 50%. Like, hello? I don't know, man. It's just, I find the whole argument to be so silly. I find it to be so silly. Is it performing lower than expected if we know the market is as is? Yeah, I mean, the people that made the projections for it obviously the projections have been adjusted as we got closer, but yeah, it's performing lower than you would expect. But that's because that expectation comes from possibly the old version of the industry. You know what I mean? And that is true of both movies. Like, that's just what it is. The real difference, and like, look, here's the thing. The real difference between DC and Marvel right now is that DC has been so bad for so long that this feels like a monumental win and a course correction. Whereas Marvel was the biggest game in town and they've sort of floundered. And then it's like every new installment, fans are looking for righting of the ship. And anytime that's not like obvious, that the success isn't like obvious, you have the conversation of, oh, well, we're continuing the fall off. One of those things just is way worse. Like, it is worse to fall off than it is to make a small comeback after falling off for years and years and years, right? That's what it is. That's what it is. Josh, you did a whole stream 2 days ago about how Marvel is cooked and Warhammer is taking over. LMAO. Yeah, but it's not. I want it to, but it's not. Trust me, I would want nothing more in the fucking world for that to happen. But I'm just telling you, like, there's deadass no actual evidence that that is happening. It's more like it's been an obvious fall off. Like they fucked it up. I personally think this is probably the floor. This is probably as bad as it gets, to be honest. But maybe it gets a bit worse. Like that's always possible. Sure. And I would love it if Warhammer took over. I think Warhammer is so much cooler, so much more sophisticated. I think there's so much more promise there. It's so much more fresh and new. Means more to me personally. But dead ass, like you're all just going to show up for that fucking Spider-Man movie. You're all going to show up for that Doomsday movie. Both those movies are going to crush. Like it just is what it is. Like, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But it's a year away. Like it's a year away. Come on. Nobody showing up for Supergirl. I mean, we'll see. We'll see, dude. We'll definitely get the projections and we'll find out. If a movie doesn't achieve revenue past its budget, it failed. That's basic producing 101. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Josh, you have to understand the only franchise left to determine the box office is done for is Star Wars. Imagine the Rey movie outgrossing Doomsday. Yeah. I can imagine that. Yeah. Barbie energy for Supergirl? Maybe. We'll see. They got to do something. They got to tap into something with that film for sure. I'm pumped for Supergirl. I'm pumped for Supergirl too. I just see a lot of potential problems for it, you know? But we'll see, you know, and Gunn, to be fair, the other thing he's doing is like a super family movie. Bro, I don't know. I mean, we're going to get into it. Maybe it's a brilliant idea. Maybe it's a bad idea. I don't know. But it seems like they're going for it. Supergirl is going to make $2 at the box office. Yeah, definitely. At least. Yeah. I've watched several Warhammer lore videos. Where do I go next? Probably try one of the novels, man. Try one of the novels. Okay. Any other questions about Doomsday, Marvel, the comic book fall off? What else is on your mind before we get into the actual news? I wanted to rant a little bit. It's just so stupid. Yo, I'm good, brother. Oh, you're not talking to me? Okay. Do you think Doom will show up in the post credits of Brand New Day? I think that would probably help. Yeah, I think that'd probably be good. I'm sorry. I like you, dude, but Warhammer is not interesting. Okay, you're banned forever. I'm glad you like me. I hope you still like me, but you're banned forever. I'm not dealing with any of this Warhammer slander anymore. Okay? In fact, mandatory Warhammer fans. You're all Warhammer fans. It's mandatory. Don't make me do another fucking Warhammer stream tomorrow. I'll do it. I'll fucking do it. On a positive note, Spider-Man behind the scene photos look so good. They really do look good. They really do look good. I can't tell if we just have some really good photographers over there or if they just built incredible sets and the lighting was just like perfect or something. Like, dude, they look really good, huh? Yeah. Okay, did you guys get it all out of your system? RIP to my member chat. All right. I'll look at your member chat. All right, let me get into some of these here. Caleb Senpai says, I won't give up until they fuck up Spider-Man or the X-Men. Hope your week gets better, brother. Much love. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Ibsy says, Josh, what do you think of Tom Holland's Goku dance in the Brand New Day teaser? What? What are you talking about, brother? Ramtack says, yeah, ticks are expensive. We blew our movie budget first week of July with Jurassic. Probably why Superman and FF didn't do as well. Yeah, I think the industry, I think all industries are probably down as long as not just the economy, but the future prospects of the economy are shaky. Like it's just weird. It's a weird time right now. And also, we have less than 300 likes, guys. I mean, look, hey, you decide. Are we going to keep streaming? I'm going to read a couple more fucking chats right now. And if we don't get more goddamn likes in here, then I'm going fishing. And I don't even fish. Kaylin says, COVID happened, the prices went up. Yes. DJ Crew says, most people I've spoken to who don't like the current Marvel said they would still 100% show up for Avengers, and Spider-Man movies will be all right. Yeah, no, look, like, I'm dead ass, man. Like, it's an uncomfortable thing because I am pretty fucking burnt out on Marvel. I'm burnt out on superhero shit right now. I'm frankly looking forward to this break. You know, I'm looking forward to the break. But this has been me with Star Wars. This has been me with Marvel over the past couple of years. And then anytime something actually dope happens, I get excited again. I turn into a fanboy and I get hyped and then I make hype content. You know, like, dude, when Ahsoka Season 2 pops up, I'm going to be there. When the Mall show pops up, I'm going to be there. When Spider-Man pops up, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be excited. When Doomsday pops up, I'm going to be going crazy. It's just like in this moment right now, I am fatigued on this shit. And some of the conversations around this stuff are just exhausting. Like, it just feels like we're doing this weird... Like, look, here's what it is. Dead ass, nothing that is going on right now in these conversations and all the speculation and all the theorizing and all the people saying this movie's going to underperform or that movie's going to do really well, or this, that, second, and the third. All of that is dust in the wind. It is meaningless. In about 5 months, we're going to know a lot more. Okay? And when we get closer to the actual Spider-Man film, we'll know what it is. We'll know how it's being presented and advertised to the mainstream audience. And we will have some idea of how the mainstream audience is feeling towards the film. And we'll also know how the economy is doing. Is the economy doing better? Is there better prospects for the future? Is inflation actually down? Like, I don't know, man. We're 8 months in to 2025, and it's felt like a decade to me. I just think there's going to be a lot of shit that happens between now and the release of these movies, and I think we'll have a much better idea of how the shit's going to go then. All right, now I'm going to sneeze. Ah! Legend of Sage says, do you have a list of stories that Viper and Silver Samurai against Spidey? I've been trying to get ready. No, I can't really think of any times that they've been together, to be honest with you. I mean, Viper plays a role in some of the Civil War events, but I don't even remember if it's connected to Peter. You know? Yeah, man, I don't... Is Viper Madam Hydra, are they the same character? I'm like super unfamiliar with Viper and Silver Samurai, to be honest. Like, I didn't even know they were a part of AIM. Do you think Sony is more inclined to acquire Warner Brothers DC movie gaming rights with success of Superman? I would say anybody that's in the market for those rights is probably feeling better. It's also the case that you want to pay for a license, right? So if you're out there and you're looking at something with the DC license, you're probably feeling a little bit better for sure, you know? The Superman has obviously, I think, done some pretty heavy lifting for the DC characters and their brand. So, hell yeah. When will the first teaser for Doomsday come? It'll probably be attached to Spider-Man 4. 6 months out is usually when you see your first trailer. With Superman, I think it was a bit before that. So probably get like your first teaser will be attached to Spider-Man Brand New Day. And then I would imagine we'll get some big promotion for it next year. Maybe at San Diego Comic-Con. Maybe not. If Disney's really like, fuck San Diego Comic-Con, then maybe not. Super Bowl? Maybe. Could be. I wouldn't mind that. And then they could, you know, fudge the numbers with all of the Super Bowl views, right? Like they did with Deadpool Wolverine. Which is funny because like Deadpool Wolverine crushed, you know? So maybe they didn't pad the numbers as much. I don't know. Okay, any other comments about Doomsday and the comic book stuff? Is there any other shit? So, by the way, what would you guys consider Doomsday underperforming to be? Because at this point, just looking at the industry and stuff, I would say it needs to make $1 billion. And as long as it makes $1 billion, we're probably good. I would really like to see it do better than Deadpool and Wolverine. You know, like I'd like to see it do at least 1.4, 1.5, maybe 1.6. And if that happened, I would consider it to be a big success. But can we just say something else too? Yeah, like 400, 600, of course. Like these would be underperforming. But again, here's the thing. Even if it makes 600 million, they're not going to cancel Secret Wars. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like they're going to be like, oh, shit. Yeah. Under 800 is a big L. Yeah, I think so, too. I think it would look bad. But also, like, it kind of depends on how the rest of the movies do for this year, next year, right? Look, there are some movies that are still making $1 billion. You know, Minecraft, really close. Lilo and Stitch, I think, did it. And then, you know, you had Moana 2, and then you have Super Mario Brothers, Barbie, Oppenheimer was really close, Deadpool, Wolverine, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is really close. But, I mean, you just can't deny that the industry's down like 40, 50%. Like, that's just what it is. And maybe it is the case that, like, something else is coming that'll be more relevant. Maybe it's, like, virtual realities or, like, you know, AI-created content stuff. I don't really know. Maybe theatrical just stays and the money just goes down because it's really, like, considered a special version of watching a movie, but really digital streaming is where it's at. And, you know, they go to digital fast and it just is what it is. And we're just like, you know, these movies pretty much all going to lose money in the theaters, but... You know, you write that off as marketing costs or some shit. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't really know. Hulk plus Venom symbiote hive mind equal Maestro? Oh, I highly doubt that. I don't think so. I wouldn't want that to be the way they did it, but you know. Per Nielsen, has the top streaming product per box office, the highest earners in Hollywood. What? That's Disney. That's crazy. If MCU goes away, the theaters are done. Yeah, I mean, it's possible, man. I mean, look, it's just tough. It doesn't look good when you have these numbers and you stack them against the old numbers. But when you stack the comic book numbers against the numbers of the total industry, you're still talking about like the upper 10% of the whole industry, you know? So I don't know. It's just a tough one. Like, I think Hollywood's trying to like grapple with this and they definitely are losing money right now. Like I don't think like it's obvious things are losing and you're course correcting, but oftentimes like when something like this happens, what the company has to do, like at the top, is try to figure out what's the path forward. You don't need to fix the problem today. You don't even need to necessarily fix the problem next year, but you need to have a long-term solution for the potential reality that this industry is living in. I think what they're going to probably do is try to cut costs, right? And if you look at some of the interviews out there, whether it's the Fantastic Four crew or the Thunderbolts crew or the X-Men crew, it seems like they're definitely going after, more affordable actors because they just know the ceiling on theatricals is probably much lower, right? So, is what it is. Okay, you ready to talk about some Fantastic Four news, man? Y'all ready to get into some actual news? Or are there any other comments, questions, concerns? What else is on your mind? Yo, what do you think of them doing Red Ronin instead of Mr. Negative? Because the Samurai plus that tech and possible Punisher War Machine. I mean, that would be crazy. I don't know. Red Ronin? I guess. I don't know shit about Red Ronin, to be honest with you. The Truders says, I wonder if the Chris Evans F4 post-credit scene you heard about will be the opening scene in Doomsday, showing us incursion threat off the rip. Yeah, it could be. Could be. I think they have to They obviously have to go crazy with the spectacle, man. You gotta blow our hair back in the first couple of minutes, yeah. Yeah. I always have concerns, but we can move on. You want to talk some Warhammer, Justin? You got any concerns about Warhammer? Okay, let's get into it, man. So we just got some Marvel news yesterday about the Fantastic Four, and this comes via Bob Iger, actually. So there's a couple of things I want to look at here. This all is in a article over on Variety. Of course, the Hollywood trades are a big part of the ecosystem of the industry. And as I've said before, the Hollywood studios use the Hollywood trades to get information out there to signal to the audience and potentially get information on how the audience feels about stuff. So check this out. Disney boss Bob Iger says creating new IP is of great value, but there is no priority among sequels, remakes, or originals, just great movies. That's a weird line considering some of the shit we've seen Disney doing. It's a weird line. Bob Iger said during Disney's earnings call that the studio does not have a priority when it comes to movie sequels, remakes, or original content, despite the upcoming slate being overwhelmingly dominated by franchises like Freakier Friday, Predator, Badlands, Tron Ares, Zootopia 2, and Avatar: Fire and Ash. Disney is only seeking to make great movies, the CEO stressed. We continue to be focused on creating new IP, Iger said. Obviously, that's of great value to us long term, but we also know that the popularity of our older IP remains significant, and the opportunities to either produce sequels or convert what was previously animation to live action, like we're doing with Moana in 2026, it's just a great opportunity for the company and supports our franchise. So I wouldn't say that we've got a priority one way or the other. Our priority is to put out great movies that ultimately resonate with consumers. The more we can find and develop original property, the better, Iger confirmed. Of course, we're developing original property under the 20th Century banner and under Searchlight banner. And look, you could even argue that Marvel continues to mine its library of characters for original property. Even though, for instance, there have been Fantastic Four movies before, we kind of consider the one we did an original property in many respects because we're introducing those characters to people who are not familiar with them at all. Fantastic Four First Steps had a strong opening. It dropped off a sharp 66 in its second weekend, despite strong reviews and word of mouth. Still, Iger said on the earning call that Marvel's Fantastic Four reboot successfully launched this important franchise into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He also touted the Zootopia and Avatar sequels arriving later this year as strong candidates for box office success while celebrating the billion-dollar success of live-action Lilo and Stitch. Does he talk about the Fantastic Four thing here? Okay, so there's actually no comment in here about the Fantastic Four future. That actually comes from Jeff Snyder, okay? But it's interesting that Bob Iger is out here signaling that Marvel is basically happy and Disney is happy with the launch of the Fantastic Four. Now, to tie into what Jeff Snyder said, and I think this is really a big deal for the Marvel fans, what Snyder is saying is that the Fantastic Four movie is getting a sequel, basically a direct sequel of sorts, and Matt Shakman is going to return to direct that sequel. Now, what Snyder said, and I think this is actually interesting, he said, Marvel thinks they're currently thinking that because of Doomsday and Secret Wars, which are both going to involve Pedro and the Fantastic Four, that essentially after those two movies, that franchise, and we're talking about the MCU Fantastic Four, that franchise will have even more cachet, and they would expect the next movie to do very, very well. But here's the other side of this, okay? And I guess, real quick, before I make this point, I'm curious, chat, are any of you confused by this? Are any of you surprised that Marvel is just going to go ahead and make a sequel to this thing? If you are, throw a 1 into the chat, because I'm sure there are some people that are. Okay? Here's the thing, though. This is a very smart move on Marvel's part. Okay? And it reminds me of what they did with the Thunderbolts movie and Jake Schreier. Okay? So after the Thunderbolts movie, right? Like, basically, there were a lot of rumors that popped up talking about how Jake Schreier was going to be the director of the X-Men movie. And a lot of people had a similar response, right? Where they're like, wait a minute. Thunderbolts is like doing pretty badly in the box office. How can Marvel, with that performance in mind, stand behind Jake Schreier and, in fact, give him a much higher profile project? Well, look, this is what it is. Marvel is trying to tune out the noise. They're trying to tune out the fluctuations of a changing industry. They're trying to tune out the brand damage that they probably understand is actually affecting a lot of their property right now. And they're trying to just go back to their roots, and they're trying to just make quality films. Okay? Let me ask you a question, chat. Do you think that the X-Men movie, directed by Jake Schreier, will perform better in the box office than the Thunderbolts movie did in the box office? Yes or no? What do you think? And then I would also ask, do you think that a sequel to the Fantastic Four movie, after these characters are into Avengers films, do you think that movie will potentially perform better than this Fantastic Four movie? Of course. The answer to both is yes. So you see, in the midst of all the chaos and all of the bull crappery and everybody losing their fucking minds and having conversations about fucking Doomsday underperforming, all this stupid shit that's going on right now, this is Marvel actually putting their balls on the table and just doubling down and then tripling down on quality. This is Feige saying, you know what? All this noise, all this bullshit, everything that people are saying, I don't give a fuck. I know what's happening. We are going to have to deal with some of the damage that has happened before, but we're going to literally just keep our fucking head down, our nose down, and we're just going to bull straight ahead and make these movies as good as we possibly fucking can. And we are going to slowly earn back the trust of this mass appeal audience. That's what they're doing. Now, is that going to work? I don't know. Nobody knows. We'll fucking see, dude. It's crazy. Like, I don't know. Like, a lot of shit's happened. The industry's changing, et cetera, et cetera. Here's what I like about it, though. I think this is actually a great sign of confidence. I like this way more than them being like, you know what? Actually, we got to flail again. Like, Fantastic Four underperformed by like 30% compared to what we wanted. We got to flail. We got to start changing everything. We can't have Shackman back. We can't do this, that, second, and third. No. This is them being like, you know what? Things aren't going perfectly right now, but we know for sure we're making some of the best movies we have ever made. And that's how we're going to get out of this. And we're just going to dead-ass take the people that are working within the system right now that we are happy with the product, and we are going to bet on them. And we're going to build this thing back to where it needs to be. And we're going to build it on the back of quality. And frankly, too, this is what Gunn is doing as well, right? Now, Gunn wasn't as personally responsible for the fall off of DC itself, but he's in a similar boat. The DC brand, like, let me explain this. I keep saying that, like, Superman itself would be doing better if Feige hadn't a fucking overcooked Marvel for several years. And I 100% agree with that. But I would also argue that the Superman movie would be doing better if DC hadn't cooked itself. DC itself had a ton of brand damage and a ton of tons of quality control issues. That brand was in the basement. So it's the same fucking thing, actually. It's like Gunn is just basically saying, I'm going to deliver a fucking banger of a Superman movie. It might not get to Man of Steel numbers, but that's not my fault. All I can do is make the best Superman movie I can and set up a vision for this universe. And we're going to cook on the next one. We're going to cook on the next one. And we will see. Is it going to track up? Is it going to track down? Are you going to see some dips? that's like a separate conversation. Like, we will see how it is executed. We will see how the market responds. The market is the market is the market, right? But at the same time, like, this is what they are doing. Like, this is what they're doing. This is the philosophy they have. I like it. Like, if I was working at Marvel, okay, and if I was like a member of Parliament, or maybe I was like a writer, maybe I was a director, I was working at Marvel. If I felt this energy from Kevin, right? And if this is the energy's like, we know the noise is out there. We know we have fatigued the audience. We are just going to double and triple down on quality. And we're just going to keep trying to do this thing. And of course, we'll adjust. And I hope they do more spectacle. It seems like they will with Spider-Man and Doomsday and potentially from here on out. But like, if I was working at that place, this is what I want to hear. You can have all the doubts about it in the world, and I don't think you're crazy. You're talking about the biggest brand in the world that had maybe one of the most embarrassing fall-offs ever. You're not crazy. I just don't think you're necessarily right. Like, the way I'm looking at it, I don't know. I think it could be way worse. They might actually be lucky that they're still able to get to $500-600 million. And because of the diminished industry, they're still in the upper echelon of box office performers. If the movie industry becomes glorified marketing, then that's just what it is. And you play that game to the best of your ability within the context of the changed industry. But if it's all really just building up a library for your streaming service, the quality still matters. In fact, the quality might matter more than ever. You know, you look at some of these shows, right? Look at some of these shows. We look at the numbers all the time. We talk about Nielsen, you know, Lumen, all these numbers, right? Shows like South Park that are like, you know, very, very widely viewed and do very well. Or you'll see a show like Mobland kind of come out of nowhere and then it's doing really well. Or anytime there's a season of Stranger Things, that shit pops the fuck off. Or the new season of Squid Games was one of the most viewed things ever. Well, why does that happen? Well, it happens because when it pops up, if it's really good, people socially signal that it's really good, and then other folks are going to try it out. If the content is good enough, it creates a snowball effect, and a lot of people go to access it, and then it does very well. So Marvel needs to realize that they and I think they do realize that it's not just like building the content for any one individual particular part of the pipeline. It is the quality of the library. It is the quality of the body of work that will find a home and will find a way to create value in a changing industry. So I like this. Like, I think this is good. Quality. And at the same time, like, you know, maybe the international box office will never come back for comic book movies. I don't even think that's true. I think the international numbers for Doomsday are going to be pretty good. I mean, I could be wrong, but I would imagine they're going to be pretty good. We're going to see, but either way, you got to play the game as it is reffed. As the game changes, you got to adjust. That's just what it is. Marvel right now, like this, I'll put this bow on this segment. This is the end of the point that I'm trying to make. Marvel right now is dealing with the leftovers of being the biggest thing ever. Okay? So this whole year, maybe even next year, maybe into the year past that, Marvel will constantly be compared to what it was able to accomplish when it was the biggest game in town, when the industry was thriving. Okay? Like $23 billion in 10 years and shit like that. Like, it's just crazy. What they did was unbelievable. So almost no matter what, they were setting themselves up to always be compared to that, and probably always had some kind of drop off and fall off. Right now, they are still sort of living within the lingering expectations and just the sort of elephant in the room that is all the success they had in the past. If the next Avatar movie makes $800 million or like $700 million, it's a disappointment. Even though that is an incredible box office gross for the industry these days. But it is a disappointment because of the context of the Avatar series and what that franchise has been doing in the past, right? So that is what is true of Marvel right now. And I kind of like this attitude of like, we just got to fucking get out of this moment. Like, eventually people will understand that the industry has changed and perhaps they will go a little bit softer on Marvel. Maybe it'll be more understandable that they're not making endgame money or, $1 billion every time. And also they could probably adjust and do a little bit better. So that's the news, man. Like, that's from Bob Iger's mouth. That's from Jeff Snyder's reporting. I think this makes sense. It tracks with what they did with Jake Schreier. And I kind of like this. Frankly, like, I kind of liked Marvel a little bit more when they were a scrappy underdog. Dude, for a lot of the Infinity Saga, and like, frankly, like, a lot of y'all were not even there, But for those of us that were, guys, we remember these moments where people would scoff at the Marvel movies and they weren't really sure. They're like, oh, I don't know. It's a Marvel movie or whatever. And like, I liked Marvel a little bit more when they were the scrappy underdog that was like putting out movies that were far better than they had any right to be. And they were creating an experience that was kind of undeniable. They're basically just back to being that, They're the scrappy underdog again. So I think it's going to be fucking fine, dude. Or it won't. It's all over and we all get into Warhammer. I don't care either way. I don't care. Okay. Any thoughts, comments, questions about Bob Iger's comments? The scoop from Jeff Snyder. What do you think? Buffer Overrun with a 5-spot says, we wouldn't be having this discussion if F4 budget was 100 million or 150. They should keep the higher budgets for the Avengers movies. Yeah, I agree. And they can adjust that way. Moose says, why is Jurassic World doing better than Superman in F4? Nerd Avengers for life. I think that answer is, well, to me, it feels obvious. There's fatigue in the superhero genre. Like, I think that's obvious, right? Well, it's actually like two parts. It's general movie fatigue for sure. And then superhero fatigue, Yeah. Isn't that obvious? I think Cavill will save the MCU by cooking with Warhammer. I don't know what that means, but I like it. I couldn't get into Warhammer. It reminds me too much of World of Warcraft, which I'm burnt out on. Somebody ban him. Hildy73, get him out of here. Mandatory Warhammer fandom. If you're in this chat, you're a Warhammer fan. And if you're not, expose yourself as a heretic right now and be banned forever. I'm leaving as soon as Warhammer is mentioned. Fucking bye! So it's not a good idea to keep dropping movie titles with super in them. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah. Any updates on the Cavill Warhammer? I mean, there's a little bit here, a little bit there. I mean, the last tangible update we got was via a financial report from Games Workshop. What they said was they can no longer talk about it because it's all secretive. And also they said it was a multi-year-long project. I think they even hinted that it could be up to a decade. How are the numbers on your Warhammer stream the other day? Biggest stream I ever did. I think we had like 40,000 people in here. It was crazy. Everybody's so excited, super rambunctious. It was huge. I am not here for Warhammer content. I jumped off the stream when it's mentioned. Well, then jump off the stream, and why don't you jump off a high build? No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But, yeah. Which models are you currently painting at the moment? Well, I kind of fucked up one of the models I was making. I was working on a librarian in Terminator armor. Okay. And this is actually a good teaching moment. So I got an enamel paint. Okay. Here, I can actually show you. I have a picture of it on my phone. Let me just make sure I'm not showing you the dick pics, you know what I mean? Okay. Can you see that? Oh, you can't really see it, huh? Oh, you can kind of see it there. You kind of see him. So the problem was this. I was working with an enamel, and I had just assumed that all enamel paints were oil-based. And so I was mixing it with mineral spirits. I didn't realize that enamels could be water-based or acrylic-based as well. And I was like, what the fuck? So I kind of fucked it up a little bit. But I'm going to try to clean it up and fix it. Yeah. I was trying to go for this really cool, like, black armor and then the, like, green glow. And, yeah, I kind of fucked that up, which is unfortunate. But, yeah, you live, you learn. I'll try to fix it up, and I'll definitely check next time when I try to thin and enamel. Yeah. Yeah, might have to dip it and start over. We'll see. It might be salvageable, though. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Anyways, so that's all the stuff about Fantastic Four, man. What do you guys think? Like, Fantastic Four sequel? Like, honestly, I think it's a great idea. And I do think they're going to get a lot of shine in the next couple of Avengers movies. You know, dude, like, look, I know it was probably inevitable that we were going to go through this, right? Like, it was probably inevitable that we would have these conversations and go through this. But legitimately, I love the Fantastic Four movie. It is so fucking good. Having said that, am I a little burnt out on superheroes? Yes. But this year break is going to be great, dude. Like, this year break is going to be great. I love the Fantastic Four movie. I think this cast is so fucking good. And I think this cast is going to light it up in the next two Avengers films. I think this cast is going to light it up in the next movie. And I also hope that the next movie is big. Like, look, I love Galactus. I thought Galactus was fucking awesome, dude. Aura Farm Galactus for a couple hours. I don't give a shit. But obviously, a lot of you wanted more. Okay? So maybe Galactus fucking does the stanky leg and does some twerking with Megan Thee Stallion next time or something, you know? We need a little bit more. And then also, imagine Annihilus or some of these other like Celestials and shit. Like, come on. With the Fantastic Four, with that cast, bruh, let's go. I just think that would be so cool. So I legit, I legit think this is good, man. You know? I expected a lot more from F4. Yeah, I've heard this a lot. I think other people did too. I loved it, dude. I was taken in. I was like, yo, like, this is so cool. But I also do understand. I mean, they probably should have done more. I mean, would I have complained if, like, Galactus was fist fighting fucking something? I mean, yeah, like, no, I would have thought that's awesome. But yeah. I don't get why the F4 aren't more popular. Well, that's another part of it, right? I've seen people bring this up. Fantastic Four just might not be that popular. And to be fair, other than maybe when Stan and Jack were doing their thing, and maybe a couple of other moments, the FF have never been like top sellers. They're not like the craziest sellers of the line. But I think, like, look, we'll see where Fantastic Four shakes out. I've seen some projections that still say it could get to 6. And by the way, there's still a chance it beats Superman. It's probably not going to happen, but there's still a chance. But the reality is, like, I think the next one's going to be better. And as long as it's better, a little bit more mass appeal, the characters themselves have more cachet, maybe it makes a bit more money, it's going to start to feel good, I think, if we can actually start to build. If it can build a little bit, if it feels like we're actually building this thing, maybe that's okay. Like, maybe this will be, it already is the most successful, like, this is what's so weird, right? This is already the most successful Fantastic Four movie ever. There's all sorts of asterisks you can lay on why it's not doing better. I love the double, triple down. I love it. It's like, nah, we know this shit is good. We're going to make another one, and it's going to be just as good. And Maddie Shackman, are you kidding me? Dude, Matt Shackman doing more Fantastic Four movies? Fuck yes. Fuck yeah. It would be awesome. I haven't seen Fantastic Four. Oh, it's great, dude. I might see it a third time. Oh, by the way, chat. By the way, next Monday, I'll try to remind you guys tomorrow. Next Monday might be a quick stream, might be an early stream. Okay, I'm not sure, but we have family friends coming into town. All the kids are gonna get together. We're gonna go to the beach with the kids, and then my best buddy's coming up too, and we're gonna sneak away from our families and go play Warhammer. Woo! Let's go! Let's go! So Monday, I'm playing Warhammer in person, and I'll finally have my full army back. My buddies had my custodies in Pittsburgh for like a year. Sneak away for 3 hours? At least, bro, at least. We might need 6, you know? We might need a school day, because I'd like to get 2 games in. You know what I mean? So you're saying there's a diamond stream tomorrow then? What? The fuck we gonna do on a diamond stream? Talk about how fucked we are? How the alien spaceship's coming to destroy us all? Yeah, I don't think so, brother. I don't think that rumor's true. Obi-Wan First Avenger says, F4 is great. Wish it was longer, though. Hey, that's what she said. Yeah, I don't know. I love it. It's hard, man. I almost feel like it's perfect. And I kind of feel like doing that thing that nerds do. I don't know if you guys ever seen. Have you ever been around any nerds? Are you guys familiar with how nerds act? Because, like, there's this thing going on where I totally acknowledge and understand that film is a subjective thing, and I totally get that you guys felt differently about it. But there's a part of me as a nerd, and I just feel like defending the movie no matter what, saying that it's perfect, and rejecting every opinion that doesn't perfectly match up with mine. And I feel like being really fucking toxic about it, too. Like, I really like the movie. I'm this close to telling you, if you don't like the movie, you're banned. But I'm not going to. I'm just trying to have, like, a real moment with you. If so facto, ergo, vis-a-vis, we're all very much alike, which is why you all get on my nerves so much. It's like a projection thing, because we're all nerds. We're way too much alike. I feel like doing all the terrible, horrible things you do. All right. Anyway. All right. Should we talk about DC? It's amazingly mid. Get the fuck out of here. Can you repeat that? Nope. Never again. All right. Should we talk some DC? Y'all know about DC? Y'all ever hear about what the fuck? Oh, it's my own stream. That was weird. Do you guys know about DC? Y'all ever hear about DC? Okay. So, we're over on deadline again. The Batman Part 2 to start filming in spring. What is going on there? Let me get that out of here. The Batman Part 2 start filming in spring. Warner Brothers CEO David Zaslav confirms James Gunn writing next movie in Super Family. What is going on here? Why is that? What the fuck is that? I gotta turn this off. I can't do the monitoring audio anymore. It's fucking with me. Sorry. Okay, so the Batman Part 2 to start filming in spring. Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav confirms James Gunn writing next movie in Super Family. What the hell is a Super Family anyway? Are they really going to do a Super Family movie? A letter to Warner Bros. Discovery shareholders this AM has confirmed Matt Reeves' The Batman Part 2 will finally start filming in the spring. This is for an October 1st, 2027 theatrical release. The note praised the recent success of James Gunn's Superman, which has already grossed $560 million worldwide. That is pretty good, actually. Warner Bros. Discovery CEO David Zaslav has other news. James Gunn is already preparing to write the next installment in the Super family. By the way, did you guys see what Gunn said about this? He just always has to be Gunn, man. He's always has to be Gunn. And I try not to bring it up, but he's like this motherfucker every single time. He literally commented, somebody asked him about this on social media, and he said, "Oh, I'm well past preparing to write it, and I'm actually writing it." It's like, he can't just be like, yes, Zaslav was right. Anyway. In film, James Gunn is busy preparing for the next installment of the DC Super Family, including Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, Clayface, and the next Wonder Woman. In addition, Batman Part 2, 2027 is preparing to begin shooting next spring, along with several other projects in development. The 10-year vision of the DC Universe also includes an exciting array of television projects, including The Penguin, the upcoming new season of Peacemaker, and the debut of Lanterns in 2026. In a precise and measured way, the DC franchise will increasingly overlay across the studio broader efforts from film, TV to consumer products, games, experiences, and social, reads the shareholder note. Separately, according to production list, Robert Pattinson, starring The Batman 2, has officially entered pre-production stage. Pattinson is set to reprise the roles of the Dark Knight, with Reeves confirming that Colin Farrell would also return as the Penguin, giving continuity to the HBO series. Part 2 was initially supposed to come out in 2025, but has suffered a bunch of delays. Blah, 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 blah. Fairly common. A fair 5-year gap is fairly common in sequels. He wrote on Threads last year. Yeah. Okay. So that's kind of the basics of that. Now, the key takeaways here, right? Batman Part 2, going to go into filming next spring. Zaslav and DC are still really excited about that. They're talking that up. They are confirming that the Penguin is connected to it to try to add some value there. DC, as a brand within Warner Brothers, is going to go sort of across the company. They're going to do a bunch of stuff. They name drop Supergirl, Clayface, and he continues to talk about Wonder Woman. Now, on that note, I continue to believe this is a studio head thing. They're trying to push it really forward. Gunn has been a little weird about it in his comments as well, like saying like, yes, we're doing it, but there's no script and shit like that. So I don't know. Zaslav seems more interested in pushing Wonder Woman than Gunn, likely because Zaslav just wants the Trinity and wants the big characters out there, right? The other interesting element here is James Gunn is already preparing to write the next installment of the Super Family. Now, so what does that even mean, right? And Gunn, of course, has said, yes, he's well past preparing. He's actually into the writing on it. Gunn has actually teased this several times, right? In the past couple of weeks, this next project that's not quite a Superman sequel, right? It's not quite a Superman sequel. But it is something to do with Superman, and it's something like a sequel. Now, this whole Super Family thing, what could that possibly mean? I've seen some people indicate that they think it could actually be a Super Family movie. Like that's what some people are reporting out there, right? So you've got like some posts out here, like this one here suggesting it's actually a Super Family movie. I don't know that that's what it's going to be. I wouldn't mind that though. I would caution though that if we're doing everything Superman, right? You've got Superman the movie, then you've got Supergirl, and now you're maybe doing a Super Family film. I just don't know that that's necessarily the move. Now, maybe the thinking from Gunn is Reeves is kind of doing his Batman thing. I'm not ready to do the DC Batman yet, so maybe we just develop the Super Family a bit more and kind of go in that direction. It's also possible that they want to set up Jonathan Kent, as a staple of the DCU, possibly to be hanging out with Damian eventually. I love the Super Sons thing. And I do think getting Franklin into Fantastic Four was cool, and a lot of parents obviously really appreciated that and thought it was cool. I think there was some criticism out there that maybe Franklin should have been aged up a little bit so he had something to do. Like, he kind of doesn't do anything in the movie, really, except bring his mom back to life at the end. Spoilers. So maybe it would be more useful if he was an actual character that we could follow and grow along with. Maybe that's the thinking there. I'm not really sure. I mean, it definitely seems like Superman's evolved, right? Like, Gunn has kind of admitted that. The comments by Zaslav seem to indicate that. Could it be something with the Legion of Superheroes? Could it actually be Super Family? Could it be multiversity, with like different Supermans from across the multiverse or something? Not really sure. I would imagine we'd get some answers in the Supergirl movie. Here's the thing. I'm not crazy about Gunn continuing to write and direct big movies for the DCU. However, I also can't deny that I loved Superman, and I also think Superman could be much better. So I think, like, just like the Fantastic Four, Matt Shackman doing another one of those, the sequel to that should be much better. Should address some of the problems, maybe more action. I think the same is probably true of Superman. You know, whatever the next James Gunn Superman thing is, I would imagine it's going to be better, more entertaining, more crazy, more scale. And also, too, you know, Gunn was so focused on establishing this version, this comic book version of Clark. And that's great. You need that for sure. But it's the juxtaposition of that character against the darker elements of DC. That's where a lot of the juice is at in DC Comics. So maybe we'll see him start to take it in a darker direction via the family element here. I'm not sure. But this does appear to be yet again another piece, another sign as far as what Gunn is cooking. There are some really interesting other characters within this whole thing. You know, there's the Connor Kent, Superboy. There's Eradicator, you know, Steel. How far is Gunn going to go with this? How comic booky is he going to get with this shit? I'm not sure. Chat, what do you think of this? Do you think this is a good idea? Do you have some questions? Do you have some criticisms of this? Do you want to see a super family film? And do you think this is potentially just because Batman's off the table for a little while here? I'm super curious. I'm curious as to what you guys think, man. Let me get the chat pulled up here. What do you guys think? We Are Superman? Oh, Jesus. Josh, the uncancelable. Who, me? You think I'm uncancelable? That's good. If Gunn continues to write and direct more movies, I might be out. Are you the same guy that said that you were out before on the other thing? What does that even mean? Simply sounds like a Superman and Supergirl movie. Ah, man, I hope it's more than that. I really hope it's more than that. Sydney Sweeney Power Girl, now you're cooking. Now you're fucking cooking. I really hope it's more than just Supergirl and Superman together. And also, too, could this have something to do with the retcon to the Kryptonians? Like, is there going to be somebody that's trying to take the Kryptonians out? And then will Clark have to try to protect and maybe redeem the Kryptonians? That could be kind of interesting. Yeah. It is exhausting that he's writing and directing all of them. Well, he's not technically writing and directing all of them. Supergirl, he's not writing and directing. Clayface, he's not writing and directing. He's not writing and directing Batman Part 2. But I do understand what you're saying. It's like, oh, he's going to do another one, and that's like the next big deal and all that. Yeah, for sure. But look, I'm trying to be fair here. I'm trying to be open to this. He made a really good movie. I didn't love how involved he was in the marketing. I don't love all the comments and everything that he does on social media. But people can change. Maybe he could dial it back just a little bit. Maybe Corn Sweat, especially after the success of the Superman movie, maybe he's big enough to support the marketing a little bit more. You know, maybe they can lean into that a little bit more. And also, maybe they'll find some really crazy top A-list person to be like their Zod. And maybe they're going to do Zod. Like Tom Cruise Zod, that'll go pretty hard. You know, so there's a lot of different ways they could do better. And I think Gunn is a good enough filmmaker that I'm okay with him doing more. But yeah, I mean, I obviously want less of James himself in the process of promotion and all that, you know? That's what I think. That's what I'm hoping for. 5'6" Zod? Hell yeah, of course. You're overthinking it. Sounds like a fun team up. I'm not overthinking shit! But thank you. Jeff Steiner called Gunn a moron on the Hot Mic podcast. Well, I mean, he has certainly done a lot of moronic things. Simply sounds like a... Oh, yeah. We already touched on that. Yeah. I don't know that I would call him deadass a moron, but he's certainly capable of being moronic. 100%. Safran's there to carry his load. Chillmonger, pause, buddy. Holy. Need less of Gunn in the press. Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah. Yeah. Using tweets to just outright dismiss Gunn as a director makes zero sense. LMAO. He perfectly captured the hope of Superman comics that gives you to ride along, dog. I really have to question your IQ because I mean, I think this microphone's working, and I think I enunciate and use proper diction. I don't think I've misspoken, and so I don't know what's going on with you, buddy. But like I said, he's a good filmmaker, and he made a movie that I really like. I simply said I don't think he should be involved as much on Twitter or with the promotion of the film. So like the way that like words and sentences work is like you need context, you need subject, predicate, and then context. So you're just seeming stupid now. Enough getting triggered, Josh. I'll never have enough. I'll never. I heard you say all that, Josh. Oh, good. Okay, that's good. I was making sure. Wasn't sure. It felt like maybe the fucking mic wasn't working or something. People lack comprehension these days, Josh. Ignore them. I mean, I could ignore them, or I could be like really toxic and passive aggressive in front of like 1,000 people. That's more fun. But I get it. Chat, what did I miss? Did I miss Josh's crash out? No. The crash out's coming in like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, motherfucker. They should have leaned more on Spidey after Endgame instead of throwing all of his stuff at the wall. Yeah, they didn't really have a choice in that matter. Sony had kind of screwed that up for them, but sure. Yeah, I agree. Did y'all heat Josh's demon's voice? It was like 2 voices yelling. Do I have a demon voice? That's kind of nice, dude. I want a demon voice. I would like a demon voice. Anyway, any more questions, comments, thoughts about this Superman thing with Gunn? What do you make of this, man? A super family film. Is that the way to go? Is this a good idea? Is this a bad idea? Can we talk more about the actual topic here? Why are people saying Spider-Man 4 will make more money than an Avengers movie? I think it's memes. I think it's memes. Bit rubbish, bad idea. They need a Kit Kat rapper plot critic. What? We shall see if it's a good idea or not. Okay, there you go. Awful idea. Next topic. Okay, roger that. Roger that. Terrible idea. We're all in agreement. DC's totally cooked. It's over. Awesome. Awesome. Because no one cares about the Avengers anymore. Need to see how Peacemaker goes as well with these different multiverses. Peacemaker? Jesus Christ. I mean, you let me know. You let me know what happens on the Peacemaker show, bro. Because there ain't no goddamn way I'm watching that shit. Peacemaker? No. Hell no. I have a Warhammer question for you. Do you main what group? I think what you mean is like, who do I play? Like, who are my armies? So I play Dark Angels and Custodes. I'll play Dark Angels and I'll play Custodes. Because I like playing the best of the best. I like playing the best of the best, man. Because I'm the best. You know? When you're the best, you want to play the best. Don't you know? Jaren said, can someone TLDR me on the crash out and what happened last night on the Nerd Venture stream? No. Nobody can do that. And if anybody does, they're banned. I need an RT as Rooster Teeth? What? Blood Angels better than Dark Angels? I like the Blood Angels a lot. The Blood Angels are cool, man. They're just not the best, you know? Like, I was pretty close to doing Blood Angels, but then, they're not the best, you know? So I was like, it's tough. Like, because I'm the best. And I want to play the best. So. But they're really cool, you know? I like how they're like artists and shit. It's kind of fun. I think this is kind of cool. The super family thing. I hope that's what it is. I hope that's what it is, man. Oh, hi, Luke. How you doing, Lukey? Do you want to hop up here? Everybody can see you. Come here. Come here. Hop up. Come here. Man, he does not want to do that at all. You don't want to. You don't want your close up. Don't you want a close up, bud? He's hiding, dude. Why are you hiding? Are you shy? Are you camera shy? Should I pick him up? Should I pick him up so you guys see him? I wonder if he'll get mad. Let's see. Come here, buddy. Can I pick you up? Come here. It's okay. It's okay. You're big for a Shiba, dude. You're like a 50-pound Shiba. It doesn't even make sense. It's okay. It's okay. You're okay. You don't want to say hi? Look at the camera. He doesn't like it. It's okay, buddy. He's not about it. Yeah. Yeah, he's like a 50-pound Shiba. He's a freak. Camera adds 10 pounds. That's true. For me. Yeah. Thanks, Adam. What members of the Super family could we see besides Superman and Supergirl? Probably see Super Mom, Super Dad, maybe Super Unemployed Uncle that sleeps on the couch. Probably see like Super Cousin that's into art school stuff. Maybe we'd see like super racist uncle, you know, like that the one uncle that's just like, you know, stuff like that. With Sony announcing all those animated Spider-Man spin-offs, do you think they're going to get made? What do you think about Marvel buying the live-action rights only if it happens? Yeah, you know, it is kind of interesting. I've been thinking about that because we did get a ton of info about animated movies, Sony animated movies. And it's interesting, right? Like Venom. Like, why would they do an animated Venom movie? Why would they do Spider-Girl? Why would they do Spider-Punk? Like, some of these things are confusing. Maybe it's the case that they are just going to let Marvel handle live action, right? And some of this goes, we've been talking about this, right? There's some evidence. Sony's like, we're done with Noel. We're done with these movies. You know, there's some evidence. And it could be the case that live action stuff's going back to Marvel. Maybe that's why they're getting a new Norman Osborn. I don't really know. And maybe Sony's going to just do the animated stuff. I'm not sure. Yeah, we'll see. The industry bounce back was for this year. Last year's whole Hollywood quote was survive to 2025. Oh, yeah? Well, I don't know how good that's going, to be honest. I don't know how good that's going for him over there, to be honest with you. Have I watched K-pop Demon Hunter? I've watched a little bit of it. Liam really likes it. So I was watching it one time when Elisa was at the gym when I was watching the kids. Nah, not really my thing. Read my super chat, Josh? Well, it better be real good now, Tribal Chief. Because now I'm going to look. And if I don't like what I see here, Tribal Chief. Oh, yeah, Tribal Chief? Why don't you get fucked? How about that, Tribal Chief? Yeah. Real clever, real funny, Tribal Chief. Why don't you take 2 steps back and fuck your own face? Been catching up on an absolute Batman and Superman, and sheesh, they're cooking. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, I definitely want to catch up on the Absolute Universe, though. It seems so cool. It seems so cool, chat. All right, what else is going on? Are we done streaming? Is it over? Are we done today? Are we done for today? Is it over? Should we call it there? What else is going on? No more Crash Out? Oh, okay. Alien Earth thoughts? I mean, I haven't seen it. I'm excited for it. It seems cool. Zelda T, please? What do you mean? Talk Warhammer? What about it? Do you think we'll ever find out who created the spider that bit Peter in 616? Predict the Steelers record this year? Bro, I saw some videos of Aaron Rodgers like working out with the Steelers, and I'm like, how is this guy tricking everybody into thinking he can still ball? This dude's leg is like falling apart. Like, this is crazy. Like, who are these people that are just like, what are they? They just don't see it? Like, I would love to be wrong. I would love for Aaron Rodgers to still have it and for him to be able to actually ball. I'm telling you, man, this shit is going to be maybe the most embarrassing season for the Steelers ever. I think this shit is going to be so depressing. And then we're all just going to have to sit there and be like, damn, we were so desperate that we basically took a dude with one good leg. I think we might have fucked up, which is crazy because, like, the Steelers don't normally do that, bro. Like, the Steelers their front office, their management is actually usually really good, really forward thinking. This feels like fucking desperation. I do not like this shit. Now, having said that, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't really watch sports ball like that. I don't know about their draft picks. I don't know nothing. I just think the Aaron Rodgers thing is probably a bad idea. So we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Aaron Rodgers will cook. You could have the Browns. No thanks, man. I'm good. Yeah. The front office sucks? No, the Steelers have an incredible management. I mean, it kind of depends on what you're talking about, but like the Rooneys and the GMs for Pittsburgh have been excellent. You know, I know there's conversations about like not having as many playoff wins and stuff in the last couple of years, but they straight up have never had a losing season with Mike Tomlin. They have 6 Super Bowls, which I think is still the most in the entire league. They've had 3 coaches, count them, 3 coaches in the last, 50 years? That's stability that's like crazy. You look at teams like the Browns, that's a front office that is like, I don't know what the fuck's going on over there. You know? So I'm not as into sports and like the NFL as I used to be, but I know for damn sure that the Steelers front office is way better than a lot of front offices in the league. 100%. I know that for sure. Pats have 6, Brady has 7. Yeah, Brady has 7, but no other team has more, right? Yeah. Yeah. 2 hours till leg day. Get it. Josh taking the Browns to the Super Bowl? I can't afford that many tickets. Meanwhile, in Star Wars, KK has 5 months of holding on to disprove the reports out of spite. Yep. Eagles winning the NFC? I bet the Eagles will do pretty good. I would imagine they'd do pretty good. All right, everybody. I'm probably going to get out of here soon. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here on the stream. I I wanted to, after last night, right? After last night, I wanted to have, because I was thinking, I was like, I felt bad about the stream last night. I think I was irritated and just acted a little out of pocket. And I was sitting there and I was like, okay, so you have two options today. We either just ignore it and act like nothing happened, or we just lean into it. And I felt like I could lean into it. I could be upset. I could try to still make some good points and explain what I think is actually going on. Maybe try to help establish a little bit more confidence in the whole thing. And at the end of the day, I'm really not worried, okay? I'm really not worried. And I legitimately think that Marvel is going to be fine. I legitimately wouldn't mind if it all went away for years and years and years. But I don't think that's going to happen. And I think this break will do us all some good. It's definitely going to do me some good. And that's where I'm at with it. So I hope you can understand that. And I hope you can appreciate the stream today. There's a lot of snarkiness, a lot of toxicity, a lot of anger, a lot of rage. But at the same time, it is what it is. The MCU era is dead. Maybe. I don't think so. I mean, I legitimately don't think so, man. You think if DC did an Infinity War version of the sequel movie with Darkseid, it would get bigger than other Avengers movies? It's possible. I think they need to build. You want it to be bigger. You want to build, right? So, Josh should add Duncan's name to the title of the stream. No, I like Duncan, man. I don't even think he was... I don't think he was trying to be necessarily as antagonistic as I took it yesterday. But, I mean, look, that's a part of the gig. A part of the gig is, like, I get out here and you guys, it's so fun to, like, try to trigger me or, like, get me upset and all that, sort of stuff. It's just a part of it, So, yeah. So Josh lost the $500 bet. The bet's not over until both theatrical runs are over. So if you guys go out and see Fantastic Four a shit ton over the next couple of weeks, I will win the bet. Where's that energy, man? Duncan not here because of the title of the stream. Yeah, that's okay. I like that Feige wants to go make it more like the comics. I just hope the execution is done right. 100%, yeah. Go to Louise. Yeah, I mean, I like Louise. I think he does a good job, but we won't know until we know. Initial theatrical runs. What does that mean? Oh, initial. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we're not going to wait for a possible re-release if that's what you're talking about. F4 had another big drop. Oh, no, Tribal Chief. Say it ain't so. I'm so fucking shocked and surprised, and you definitely got me. Time to go watch Soups 3 more times. Okay, how about this? If you guys go see Superman in the next couple of weeks before it gets out of theaters, take a picture of your ticket stub or whatever so that we can prove it, so that we know that you win. And then I will ban your ass forever. Fuck out of here. It's coming to streaming in like a couple of weeks. Just save your money. Go watch Fantastic Four and watch Superman on digital. Shit. Ethical Prod says, MCU is just getting started. X-Men, Fantastic Four, Avengers, all in one. We are coming back better. F a box office. Well, I don't know about that last part, but yes, I do think generally we will be back, yeah. I'm a punk rocker, yes I am. Yeah, with your goddamn underwear on the outside of your fucking suit. Goddamn red-ass diaper-wearing stupid super family of idiots. That's what the next movie should be called. James Gunn, rowdy band of goofy-ass red diaper-wearing dumbasses. How's that for a title? Get the fuck out of here! Nah, but it'd probably be all right, though. It'd probably be all right. I joined at a good time, it seems. Yeah, I think so. Probably. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. You're a Dr. Disrespect fan, aren't you, Josh? I don't know who that is, actually. You know, it feels like there was a memory of that I had of somebody like that, but I can't recall. There were only 3 other people in my F4 theater viewing. So there were plenty other seats for you to buy around, and it wouldn't have disrupted anybody. You know, that's another way to look at it. Mm-hmm. Why are you wearing Zelda? I don't know. I don't have a good answer for you. You know, I opened the drawer. The shirt was there. What do you want from me? You think this is a manufactured look? You think a lot of fucking energy and time is spent on this look, Carl? The answer is no. Ah! Holy shit. Did you see the new videos from Spider-Man? He's having a kid. Oh shit, Peter Parker's pregnant? Are they going to do Peter as a pregnant man? That's pretty bold. Has a brand ever supplied you with a tee? What does that mean? Oh, like a t-shirt? No. No, not really, man. No. Oh man, what a good day. Lots of positive energy, lots of positive vibes. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here, man. Hell yeah. Warhammer stream tomorrow. It's going to be great. As I said today, comic book movies are cooked. It's over. Let's all just get over it and get ready for Warhammer. Okay, anyway, appreciate you guys. Much love. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video.
I'm not thinking about you.
Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Oh man! Another happy landing. another lovely stream here at the Den of Nerds. Yeah, it wasn't too bad today, you know. We didn't really go all that crazy. We didn't really rant all that much. We didn't really crash out as much as maybe you expected. Yeah, and it's just like, I get it. I get where we're at. I get the fucking conversation. I get the debates. I get it all. But honestly, we are just kind of in a moment for various reasons, this conversation is happening. And yet I truly believe the conversation is not as relevant to what is actually going to happen. Like, what does it look like next? We have no idea. The title was false advertising. Yes, I clickbaited you. You know, I wanted everybody, especially everybody that was feeling weird last night. I wanted everybody to be like, oh no, what's he gonna say? Oh no, what's he gonna do? It's called clickbait. I gotcha again. But who knows? Maybe next time it'll be real. You'll never know. You'll have to click. You'll have to click and you'll have to watch. It's too late. I got you. It's too late. I felt weird last night, but I missed the stream, so I don't know why y'all felt weird. Oh, shit. Okay, well, that's a different thing. That's different, but all right. Okay, everybody. Much love, man. Appreciate y'all. Go have a good rest of your day. Much love. Appreciate you. But wait, do me a favor. Actually, do me too. Open up your third eye and wash out your stinky butt. Ho ho! And then wash your hands.